going to start off by melting some chocolate until it's smooth and glossy. And then we're just going to let it cool. I'm using long cylinder wafers for ice cream, and I'm just going to dip these wafers in the melted chocolate that's cooled down a bit. You'll need 5 of these for each swing. I've done 15, which is enough for 3 swings. Now I'm just running my fork up and down the wafer coated in chocolate to give it a bit more texture. Now I'm using an 8-inch cake, so I've got a 6-inch pan, and all I'm doing is joining 2 swings up to make a triangle without the bottom line. Sit them down on some greaseproof paper and attach them with some melted chocolate at the top. When they have set, put them back into the 6-inch tin and join 1 wafer across the top using some melted chocolate. When it's set, this is something you should have, roughly. Now I'm just rolling out some brown fondant or sugar paste. And just rolling that quite thickly, which is going to make our seats for the swings. Now I'm just putting squares or rectangles and using my swing to help me measure the size that I want. Now we're going to colour our blue fondant, so just rip a little bit off, and I'm using the sky blue sugar flare for colouring, and just knead that through. Add more if you need to, until you get something that looks like this. Now we're just going to wrap this up in cling film or plastic wrap and set it aside. Now I'm just colouring some yellow sugar paste or fondant using the Sunflower Daffodil, I think it's called, I'm not sure. I just want a really bright yellow to work with. To make the cigarettes for the top, so just roll out a snake of brown fondant and do the same with white. Put a cylinder of brown fondant to about 2 or 3 centimetres. Join it to the white and use your eyes to just guess how long you want the cigarettes. I've just set these aside on some greaseproof paper, and if they don't stick together you can just use some water. I'm just trimming off the ends to make sure they're all the same size. Now use the leftover brown fondant and cut 2 circles, quite flat, and join these to the end. Then you should have something that looks like that. Now I'm using an 8-inch cake, and I'm just using a little bit of buttercream to join it to the board. And I'm going to sandwich the 2 halves together with some buttercream and some jam. Once you've done this, cover the whole thing in buttercream, just a thin coat. This is known as a crumb coat because it catches all the crumbs, ready for when we're going to put our icing on. Once you've completely covered this in the buttercream icing, set it aside in the fridge or freezer just until it's fair. And we're going to knead our sugar paste, and roll it out ready to cover our cake. Roll this as thick or thinly as you want. I went for like a medium thickness. I'm just using a cake smoother to smooth the fondant out, and as I said, we're going to repeat, covering it all in buttercream icing so the fondant sticks to the cake. Now just drape the icing over the cake and just attach it. Roll a long thin cylinder of yellow icing and use that to border the cake at the bottom. Roll out some yellow fondant thinly. We're going to create a bit like a banner. I'm using 2 strips of plastic to cut an even piece, or you can just use a ruler or anything that's got 2 straight edges. And I'm using a piece cutter to do this. On top of my 8-inch cake tin, I just put some greaseproof paper, and we're going to fold it round. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Until we get something that looks like this. Now just roll some of the yellow fondant out again and cut a circle. And then I'm using an edible marker to write down the age of the person birthdays for, and the month's 15, so I just wrote number 15 on the yellow circle. Join them to the cake and join the cigarettes to the cake, and I actually steam my cake to make it look more shiny just by holding it over some boiling water. So we're going to create the famous OK saying from the book or film. I've actually used pre-coloured black fondant for this as it's very messy and difficult to achieve this colour. I'm just going to knead the black and white sugar paste until we get a nice consistency to work with, and roll them both out to an even thickness. And then I just use my template to cut the clouds out. I started with the white and then I did the bottom half or the other half with the black. Now you can't see this, but I actually watered down some of the leftover black and white fondant to piping consistency and pipe the OK message onto the alternate colours. Now to attach the swings to the swing frame by using some blackcurrant laces, tie a knot and slot the swing on. And I'll just wrap this around at the top, and then to add some